Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett, and my hands is Weirdo, a really interesting graphic novel. It's written by Tony Weaver Jr., art by Jes and Cin Wibowo. Apologize if I mispronounced the names. So this is kind of based on Tony Weaver's Jr.'s life. There are events in this that happened to him. So it's about this kid, Tony, as well, who's 11 years old and winds up, his mother sends him to a new school, and he gets bullied, like really, really bullied, heavily bullied to the point that he tries to hurt himself. He then goes to a new school where he's, of course, trepidatious of meeting the other new students. And he quickly kind of finds a group of his peers that this is a very different school, that instead of making fun of him, instead of questioning his abilities, he is accepted, and this is a school that really does want to kind of lift him up, and it is a school full of weirdos. There is a lot that goes on. I'm not going to kind of ruin the story, but there's some shocks and twists and turns, stuff that actually happened to Tony, and a really interesting ending where they all kind of come together to save the day, which is great. But at heart, it's about Tony and trying to be accepted, and the ramifications of bullying. Where I have troubles, not with the graphic novel, just the thing that I'm pissed about is none of the people who bullied Tony in the original school seem to have to get their comeuppance at all, to have any ramifications for their actions. At no point does he seem to step up and say, listen, the kids bully me. The teachers bullied me. Like, this is a horrible school and an abusive school. Like, someone needs to step in and save the next kid. To me, that drove me a little bit nuts. But, it is the reality of that experience that I'm guessing nothing happened with it. So in that way, to me, it's a frustrating read, but it's still a very honest read. I think it's really great. I mean, for kids who have been picked on, who've been bullied, who are looking for that place, like, it's got a message of hope for them, that there are places for them, there are groups for them, there are other kids out there like them who will accept them. It obviously deals with self-hurt and attempted suicide and suicidal thoughts and all that, and for some of it. So to warn kids on that, that's, you gotta watch out with that. But in the end, Tony finds his place, he finds his voice, he finds his group, and goes and becomes the leader that the original school was trying to beat into him. Like, if you read it, you'll understand what I mean by that. It's good. It's really, really good. I like the art. I really like the style. It's some great stuff. There's such small details that I think is fantastic. Nods to Yu-Gi-Oh! And anime and comic books, and it's really, really good. And I think for kids who are bullied, who might not think that there's hope for them out there, who are having trouble, this could be a good read. Obviously this is one you got to be a little careful, I think, because, there are things of suicide, there are self-hurt, there is, violence towards kids, stuff like that. I would worry about that. Just as a parent, I would worry about that. But I think it's a good read, especially for parents with kids who might be bullied, to, maybe show them that there is potentially positive on the other end of things, and that they can turn things around, and help them connect on that, and maybe accept themselves a little bit. It's one that, if it was to kids, I would probably be, as a parent, want to be more hands-on, but then hopefully if your kid is going through this, you are hands-on. So I think it's a fantastic book, really, really good, tough subject, handled, I think, really, really well. His parents, I think, really frustrate me a little bit in that they, he's clearly bullied. It never comes out, or they never put two and two together. There's a frustration there. The parents never doing the, what's going on, talk to us, we want to help you. So there's a weird disconnect on the parents, I think, too. I think that's the other thing that kind of stood out to me. I don't want to be that parent. If my kid's having trouble, I want to know what's up. My daughter, I could tell, has had times where she's frustrated and little reserved, and I've sat down and talked to her, and it's taken a little bit, but I got it out of her, and we figured out solutions and worked towards stuff. I think that's a normal thing, and it's a good thing for parents to do. So totally side subject, but yeah, I think that's another thing that kind of stands out that's a little frustrating for me. But overall, I think it's an excellent book. Tough subject, handles it really well, and very positive message underneath, especially towards the end. So check it out. It's great. It's out in shops. We got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code to tell the shops near you. No shop, no problem. We do have some links where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage, and by doing that, you help support our site. So thank you. Speaking of support, I want to thank First Second for hooking us up with the review copy, and of course, thank you all for watching. If you are into comics, graphic novels, check us out every day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, Threads, Blue Sky, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.